What is up, everyone? It is your boy Farai, and today we're going to be looking at how to de-ess vocals, right? So you're probably wondering why I'm standing in front of a microphone right now.
Nice.
The number one thing when dealing with bad recordings, or not even bad recordings, just maybe you find a big problem with your recordings, like there's excessive sibilance. You might want to look at how you're recording. So pretty much you can see how I've set up the mic. This works for me in this moment right now. I don't generally record vocals like this in this room. But just for the sake of the video, we're gonna do it like that. You can see that the mic is under my mouth, right? So pretty much below my chin. And that works for me. It captures a lot more of the bassy element of my voice. Sounds a lot richer, in my opinion, as compared to like something like this where you got a lot more sibilance. It's a lot more direct, opposed to this. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. The second thing that I would look at is, and I just got this phone just to remember all this stuff while I kind of rant. It's pretty much your microphone choice, right? So I've got a bunch of mics here that I'll show you and just kind of give a brief breakdown on, the differences and the benefits. Now we've got all these different types of mics, right? You can have a dynamic microphone, and, if you buy a decent dynamic microphone, they're pretty good for... they can work for rap vocals. I mean, Michael Jackson used the Shure SM7B. It'll pop up on the screen right now. And yeah, it rolls off the high end quite nicely. If you have a budget for a ribbon microphone, then you can get that as well. That rolls off the high end. You got the condenser. The thing about the condenser is, especially with inexperienced recordists, right? So if you're just recording yourself in your bedroom or whatever, condenser microphones are there to capture a very natural performance. So if you've got a problem in your recordings, right, even if you have the most expensive microphone, it's going to capture a bad performance or just a bad position and whatever. So, this is a cheaper condenser. So it doesn't capture the recording as naturally, but, this can hide a lot of problems. So you might as well look at different mics as well, a different type of condenser. So yeah. The second thing I'd look at is your audio interface, right? So if you just got a kind of standard audio interface, if you are planning on buying a new one, you might as well just ask the salesperson at your music shop just to test out a few different ones with a different microphone here and there. You might realize that, the more you crank up your interface, the more brittle it gets. So that could also be contributing to why your audio could sound quite sibilant, you know what I mean? So yeah, pretty much now I'm going to look at different types of mic positioning just to better your audio. Make sure you got a cleaner recording. Let's check that out. So the first thing I would recommend doing is doing exactly what I'm doing, is dropping the microphone below. Maybe you've got a lot, because I'm speaking without a beat behind me, this might not work as well because my voice might actually drown into the mids of the song because, it's not as sibilant. This might work better with inner mix, but just kind of as a dry vocal, this would work, dropping it below. You could even get the mic as high as your mouth, right? So parallel to your mouth, and then drop it. So there, so you're actually focusing on your chest, so it's pointed downwards. The next thing I would try is you can kind of hover the microphone above yourself. Let me just get that. And aim it down as much as you need to in order to capture your performance. So now you're pretty much just aiming at the body of the mic. And yeah, you can, this sounds a lot different than this, for example. Also the distance from the mic. The further back you stand, the more of the room you pick up. But, if you can find a good balance between the room and your voice, you should be good to go. So yeah, the last thing I would try doing is, for example, if you do like your voice, if this sounds nice to you, what you can always do is, so I'll move the mic right now and you'll be able to hear the difference. So as you can hear, when I'm all the way to the left, you realize that, we've got less direct signal coming in. So you can find the perfect balance between that and this. So maybe let's go for this, for example's sake. And yeah, there you got a much more bassy kind of sounding vocal rather than this, which is up front. Yeah, that's pretty much all we can do in terms of the microphone positioning. can stand further back, you can position the mic either up or down, left to right, as long as you're not capturing a lot of the room. So yeah, now we'll take a piece of this recording that I'm recording right now, and we'll practice using a few free de-esses and seeing what we can do. Peace out. So now we're pretty much going to set up a mock session with a really sibilant recording. So what I've done here is I've set up an EQ with a super high shelf boost on the high end. The audio that we're recording is what I recorded earlier with the microphone. And yeah, we'll pretty much just loop something and then check it out. I've picked a really sibilant spot, so let's just hear. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to just look at your room, and trust me, I've heard recordings like that. I've got a few mixes like that. Very hard to deal with. I really wish that all artists could. That's the thing about music is once you're in the heat of the moment, you'll never get something to sound the same the second time round. So that's why you can't really ask someone to redo something. It's best to just try and deal with it. But we can try and avoid those problems. But generally, what I would do first off to try and deal with this type of really hyped high-end vocal is, just to drop the volume, because all an EQ is, right, or a recorded sound is something is really loud within the frequency spectrum. So my first judgment would be to turn it down. So let's try that out. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. The second thing, you see, we've almost gotten the recording back to its original state by doing that. But obviously, recordings all sound different, and it's pretty hard to just, make a change like that. So the next option would be if you have a really resonant vocal. So I've chosen this frequency. Oh, no, this band 5, sorry. Cool. So if you probably heard a vocal that sounds like this before as well. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much with just one section that sounds really painful on the ear, what I would recommend doing is the exact opposite of that, which is called a notch EQ, right? So a notch EQ, what you do is you set it up. We call it sweeping around the frequency spectrum and just checking what sounds best. So let's try that out. So you can instantly hear the difference. And the nice thing about the free parametric is, let's just check. So you can instantly hear the difference there. Check out how beautiful that EQ is, right? It's actually showing you where and I actually never thought of this, but it's actually showing you where the most resonant or most energetic frequency is. So there we go, done. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. The second thing that I would look at is, and I just got this phone just to, oh, sorry, I had that on. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. The second thing that I would look at is, and I just got this phone just to remember all this stuff while I kind of rant. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you... Sounds a lot more natural. Awesome, right? So that kind of works. You obviously wouldn't want to use any of those options. You wouldn't want to have to, but, sometimes you might have to. So my last option in terms of equalization is to use a low-pass filter, right? Low-pass means when you only allow the low frequencies through by cutting off the higher frequencies. So what I like to do is I use the sharpest band order, right? That's what they called in FL Studio. It's pretty much an octave. I think this is 24 decibels, 24 decibel octave, whatever. I pretty much just sweep the frequency and then find kind of the best spot. We'll just get back to that. Pretty much the best spot where to low pass, and then we'll reduce the band order. So let's try that. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your... So you pretty much look for where, pretty much. You're just going to look for where, it sounds the least painful, but obviously this sounds really unnatural because it's such a steep curve. And you're pretty much just going to go back to 2, so it's option 2 in FL Studio. And that is, I think, a 6 decibel per octave cut, which sounds the most musical, sounds the most natural. And yeah, we'll try that out. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. Lower. The second thing that I would look at is, and I just got this phone just to remember all this stuff while I kind of rant. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you... Doesn't sound too bad. So we got options. The next option is to use a de-esser, right? A de-esser is pretty much just a compressor within a select band. So that basically means, for example, if you choose the de-esser to reduce by 7,000, right? Then at 7,000, whenever the frequency reaches over the threshold, just get that out the way, then it'll actually cut. So this de-esser is quite CPU intensive. I'm not going to stick around this plugin too long. I don't have another free one, but I'll just show you an example of what it could sound like. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. The second thing that I would look at is, and I just got this phone just to remember all this stuff while I kind of rant. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. So yeah, pretty harsh. I'm just scared my CPU is going to spike to death, so I won't really hang around that option. But I'll show you my favorite de-esser. And this has the Leslie preset, so if you have this de-esser, you're pretty lucky. Leslie's an engineer from Atlanta. He mixes a lot of Migos records, Akon, all that type of stuff. And he recommends that 4,237 is the best frequency to de-ess, especially in rap and kind of urban music. So yeah, let's check that out. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. The second thing that I would look at is, and I just got this phone just to remember all this stuff while I kind of rant. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. The second thing that, cool, still not as good as the original, but so another place to look, my favorite is 7,700. You can check out for that frequency area as well. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. My favorite spot to de-ess. And last but not least, we have the fruity de-esser. So the first method is just to set up the high band, right? So bypass the low band, bypass the mid band. And pretty much how you want to set up your bands, I'll allow you to copy that right now. You just want to make sure that your high frequency area, so each color represents a different band. So the light blue band is the high band. Anything there will be compressed, right? Because the de-esser is just a compressor, so we'll set that up right now. You can copy these settings. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing you'd want to look at. The second thing that so yeah, this will have to go down a bit. So, oh no, I've messed up. Let me try again. Cool. So another method, if that first band doesn't work, you can pretty much make your second band active. And then just try blend the two together just to get some de-essing. You can see the red bars, the amount of compression happening. So you can instantly hear the difference there. So yeah, pretty much you want to, just look at your room, look at how you're recording. That's pretty much the first thing. So yeah, I pretty much like the EQs more than the de-essers in themselves. Generally, you don't ever want to be doing de-essing, but sometimes that's all you can do. Hope you learned something in this video. Like and subscribe. Shout out to the guy that recommended this. Yeah, stay tuned for more. Peace out.
Nice.
Wondering what that light was. Wi-Fi hotspot, baby.